The world's most trusted doctor, Bill Gates, just buys $95 million worth of Bud Light stock. Welcome back to the JP Reacts channel, my beautiful freedom-loving friend, where we like to call out the lies, hypocrisy, and corruption of tyrants. Hello, Bill Gates. Shine the light of awareness on woke absurdities and highlight the amazing work of other freedom fighters. So, our friend Billy Boy, what's he up to? He's just, got all the farmland. He's making safe and effective things to protect people from freedom and health. It's super great. And now Billy Boy Gates finds time to make some moves in the beer industry. And I think this is great. He buys $95 million worth of Anheuser Busch stock, the parent company of Bud Light. Bill is so in tune with the world, so in tune with humanity. He definitely has a soul, so he's very in tune with humanity, so much so that he says, you know what? There's a beer people love with all their hearts. There's a beer where its value is going to go nowhere but up, and that is Bud Light. Which is great. It's the beer brand that more people in the world objectively despise now than any other beer. And Bill says, you know what, guys? I'm just reading the room here. I think it's going to go up, which is fun. And here I am criticizing this idiot's financial decisions. He's a billionaire. I'm not. So I'm sure he's probably more right than I am with this little monetary bet in the stock market. But in truth, yeah, cool. Yeah, Bud Light, since they partnered with one Dylan Mulvaney, that campaign didn't work out too well. But since they have, of course, market cap has dropped by $27 billion last I saw. Sales are down by 26%. It's just ridiculous. So in a way, I could logically say, well, there's a good chance the value is going to go up because it's like dropped way below where it was 6 months ago. So if it normalizes, of course it's going to go up. So this isn't necessarily a dumb investment by the world's best doctor with no medical license. Never went to college, by the way. Don't question him, though. However, there's an alternate reality where Bud Light's price, its stock, its value, it's dropped so low. And there's a world where it actually just keeps going down. In which case it would be hilarious to see what happens with old Bill Gates's $95 million investment. Now, here's the question. We have seen, I think, an unprecedented effect on a woke company through the Bud Light boycott. Unprecedented. I've never seen a boycott like this. It's powerful, unprecedented. Now, do you think Bill Gates is liked by the majority of the people boycotting Bud Light or disliked by the majority of people boycotting Bud Light? Then you consider, okay, do you think Bill getting his hand in the Bud Light Anheuser Busch stock, the ownership market, now owning $95 million worth of it, do you think that could actually motivate the boycott to get even more severe as a way of people saying, hey, like, we stuck it to Bud Light for going woke. Whoa. Now we have a way to stick it to Bill Gates a little bit? Let's buy even less of this. Let's boycott even harder, longer, maybe permanently. I'll be curious to see what happens with that. But getting to the actual story, give you the final synopsis here in a second. New York Post reports Bill Gates buys $95 million worth of Anheuser Busch shares following Bud Light disaster. Bill Gates appears to believe the owner of Bud Light is poised for a comeback because he's got his thumb on the pulse of non-lizard people. Recently paying $95 million to buy up 1.7 million shares of Anheuser Busch. The 67-year-old billionaire bought up the shares via his Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation Trust during the second quarter of this year. By the way, he's a philanthropist, okay? This is bought in a trust and he's donating. Bill donates so much of his own money to his own trust. So he's giving money away. He's such a philanthropist as he gives it away to himself. I mean, those are basically all the relevant facts, but the article does have a picture of Dylan Mulvaney, who, shout out, Dylan won a Streamy Award for Best Creator. And I gotta hand it to him. I don't know what he creates, by the way. He's just pictures of himself and says things, so I don't know what he's actually creating. But there is no other creator on the internet who created more of a business disaster than Dylan Mulvaney. So I agree, Dylan Mulvaney deserves the Creator of the Year award. He did a good job. So that's the gist of the story, but the final question I'm just going to restate for the record. What would happen if Bill Gates buying Bud Light, a massive amount of Anheuser Busch Bud Light stock, what would happen if that motivated freedom-loving Americans who probably mostly don't like what Bill Gates does because they love freedom? Bill Gates doesn't seem to stand for it. He seems to be someone we need to protect our freedom against. What would happen if those same freedom-loving people were more motivated than ever to grow the boycott of Bud Light? Make it stronger, make it longer, make it harder, where they become Viagra for the boycott. What would happen? It'd be interesting, and I don't think Bill Gates' involvement in buying Bud Light will boost it in a positive direction. I don't think people have faith or trust him or like him. But if I was a betting man, if nothing else, Bill Gates is buying Anheuser Busch stock. If it makes any difference, it hurts it. And if that comes true, I want you to know I'll think it's hilarious. I will laugh at the pain, I will laugh at the elevated misery of Bud Light, and I will laugh at Bill Gates. I will laugh at him. His very presence in a company making people want to do even less business with that company because he's allegedly a sociopath out for his own best interest, not the best interest of humanity. Story remains to be seen as far as how it concludes, but this is one part of the story. The plot thickens like a Pfizer blood clot. It is great. Bill Gates buys a massive amount of Anheuser Busch stock. Stay tuned. What happens? I'm going to be watching the boycott. I will be honest with you. I was going to say I have not bought Bud Light since the boycott began. I usually don't drink beer, but I lie because there's been 2 or 3 videos where I'm making fun of Bud Light, and I did actually buy Bud Light to be a prop in that video, those videos. So sorry, I'm a hypocrite. I'm obviously a Bill Gates shill. I'm out to protect his investment. But I'm going to be excited to see what happens now that Bill Gates has his slimy little reptilian hands involved in Bud Light. Boy, it really worked in Bud Light's favor when they got Dylan Mulvaney involved, like in a public way. And now Bill Gates, it's very public that he's involved. Let's see what happens. I'll be staying tuned. Before that, my friend, before this story concludes, I want to tell you about something I love. Summer, or actually any holiday season, is a delightful time, isn't it? It's a time to take a break from the daily grind and live life to the fullest. However, all the fun aside, a lot of our health routines get thrown off track with late nights, irregular eating habits, and indulgences. So though it might not be easy when vacation season is done, it's time to get back on track with our health. If you're someone who struggles to get back on track, I have a tip for you. Focus on the majors: healthy eating, exercise, and above all else, high quality sleep. One interesting fact about sleep to mention, studies show that 2 servings of alcohol for men and 1 serving of alcohol for women can reduce sleep quality by 39%. And that's not even taking into account all the indulgent food and late nights. But the plot thickens because sleep is the key to your body's rejuvenation and repair processes. It controls hunger and weight loss hormones, boosts energy levels, and contributes to almost every other vital function in your body. That's why I recommend taking magnesium, but not just any magnesium supplement. Magnesium Breakthrough by Bioptimizers. It contains all 7 forms of magnesium that your body needs to fall asleep, stay asleep, and wake up energized and refreshed. To help you get your health back on track with the absolute best sleep possible, go to magbreakthrough.com/JPReacts to get your Magnesium Breakthrough. And while you're there, use the discount code JPReacts10 to get 10% off. Enjoy getting back on track.